Okay, sorry about that. Let's call this part two. Um, I was getting a bit sick from the medication. I just took my second dose of it for the day, and sometimes, um, sometimes it makes it come out both ends. That's all I'll say. Don't worry, I brushed my teeth after. Anyway, all of my life, and I think it's whatever kind of family dynamics you grow up in, I was the pleaser. I would do anything if that's how I grew up. If I wanted my mom to love me at all, I would clean the entire house, spotless. I would make her tea in a teapot with just the right amount of sugar. Because if you put, you better put how many of her teaspoons of sugar, she said, right? Bring it all out to her. Very much catering. And it's from a small child on to even get her to speak a kind word to me. I would do things that I didn't want to do to please other people. I would um, put up with being called names and sit there and not say a word. And so then you're taught from an early age on that it's okay for somebody to call you a horrible name and put up with it because, by God, if you react to it, especially in your home, you're going to get a beating. And I already told you guys a little bit about my childhood. I'm not going to really get into that. But anyway, you're taught that. So in adulthood, with me anyway. Oh, and then also as a child, also, because they hadn't diagnosed me with Asperger's, I wasn't diagnosed with Asperger's until I was an adult, you know, until I was like 48 years old. Everybody always knew that I was a little different. Um, they diagnosed me with everything else, so. But they had me on high amounts of Ritalin for ADHD. And with my mother, it's if you acted up, you got an extra dose of Ritalin. You know. So if you were being a pest and wanted her attention or anything like that, guess what? In the summertime when they're supposed to take you off the Ritalin, she increased it. I mean, I took so much Ritalin. I took it in the morning before I went to school. I took it at school. I had to go to the nurse and get a dose at school. Take it when I got home. Then in the summertime, I took an extra dose. But anyway, that puts on starts to put on copious amounts of weight. And even back then they said, keep them off the sugar and stuff. As a reward, my mother would feed me cakes, cookies, pies, etc. Anyway, that's not my point. As an adult, you may find yourself get into an abusive relationship or marriage because you don't really know any different, doesn't really feel any different, so you don't really notice any of the warning signs that this is going to be even worse than you ever imagined. And yeah, that's what happened with me in my first marriage. But you're still very much a yes person. You find yourself agreeing to say yes to watching other people's kids when you don't want to, or helping do this or helping do that when you don't want to, or trying to have a good friend you will go over and aboard and not understand a lot of the dynamics of friendship too. And it's easy for people if they don't understand you just to label you and get rid of you and talk shit about you. And when you have family dynamics, then you get so lucky that you marry somebody who's got family dynamics not exactly like yours, but similar. So now you have two sides of the family that are fucked up. And I'm just being real frank here, and this is my opinion. So then you feel like it's got to be you because both sides of the family. But then wait! Both sides of the family can't stand your husband either. And anybody that knows us, you guys out there, think we're great. People that in this what we now call our new hometown think we're great. I mean, you're driving down the street, people are waving. We go into Walmart, we go into anywhere, and people are stopping and talking to us and waving and hey, how are you? And stuff. In this little, what I call my little community here in the RV park, you know, a lot of friends and very friendly. Everybody thinks we're great and stuff. Yeah, this is what happened where we had to move to save ourselves. And people can, I know people all the time, oh, I couldn't move from here. Oh, I couldn't move from there. Well, I can understand that if you have friends and you have family that, you know, but we will, I mean, we had some friends and have some friends in Wyoming. We have a little bit of family, not a very small amount, that, you know, it's not like anybody came, not one, I'm going to be frank here, not one family member came to say goodbye to us as we left Wyoming. The only reason any family member came to the house before we left was we called them over, the girls, to get things that we found of theirs as we were packing up the house. You know, childhood toys that I had them put in their toy boxes, or, you know, books or furniture or things like that. Nobody else. And that was very painful. Nobody else. They kept driving by the house. They didn't even stop to talk or anything. You know, we had one friend and his family come by, or a couple, you know, but one in particular said he couldn't let us leave without saying goodbye, and it really meant a lot to us. You know, James and his family, you know, and, but for the first time in my life, I finally feel like where I am somewhere where I'm accepted. You know, I'm looking down my nose. You know, yeah, I finally feel like I am someplace where I am accepted. Where if I died tomorrow, people would say, oh, I'm going to miss her. She was a nice lady. You know, I mean, I don't have to feel ashamed when I walk out my door. I don't have to feel like I'm ashamed of who I am, the size I am, you know, the vehicle we drive, what we live in, because everybody's in about the same boat here. You know, and most of these people are sharing one vehicle, or maybe they have what we call 1.5 vehicles, one's on its last legs. You know, you know, hey Nick, what you doing, pretty girl? Nick, what you doing, pretty? Oh, you still, look at my baby. And now I know, I guess me explaining that will help you guys understand why my animals mean so much to me. I've always been a big animal lover. Since a childhood on, and I've explained that before. And my animals literally have saved my life when I've lived in Wyoming. Because, and I know I've talked about this before, but they've made me get out of bed. They've made me get dressed, get out of bed, go let them out, come up and love me up when there were many days I would just been crying. You know, I felt invisible. I felt like a failure. I felt like I was nothing. And nothing I ever did, would do, could do, would ever be good enough for anybody in that family. You know, and my animals became my constant companions. And they still are. And, you know, they're my friends. They're my friends that live here that, you know, I got this big beluga face right down here. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, I got this Mr. Big Beluga face laying on, that's traditionally on his back. Here, let me turn you guys to see. But yeah, not turning, traditionally laying on his back, spread eagle. Nixie's on the back bed right now. You guys saw her just a minute ago. Missy's wandering down. I think she's going to get herself a little bit of dry food. We found a dry food that's smaller that, uh, It's just the Alpo. It's almost like, oh geez, mighty something. But anyway, it's smaller nuggets, so she can eat some of that. But we're still feeding them the crumble once a day. But yeah, that's what she's doing right now. But they're my babies. They're my cat. He's up here on the yarn throne, as we say, with the towel and stuff. And but most of my life, when I felt like I couldn't get any love in my house growing up, I could from my dog Tab. She was a big old husky dog, and I wrap my arms around her and cry into her fur, and I know there's been many times that maybe my dog Charlie, I kind of count, and I've never taken the step to register him as an emotional support dog or go through the steps. I know Angie's trying to talk me into doing that, and I may yet. But I do count him as my emotional support because he will, if he knows that I'm crying, he will come up and put his head on me or put his paw on me or start licking my face, and just stay right with me. He hates it when I cry. And, they're my babies. You guys know that. But I guess that gives you guys a little bit of a preview into my world. And, I'm just who I am. I'm not anything special. I just, making the best of it. And Brad's been having a rough time today because he hates being at work, and he'll close tonight. Um, you know, Not the way we went to spend our anniversary, but I think Wednesday night, I think we're going out to dinner um, for a late celebration. So that'll be nice. Yeah. So that'll be nice to do. I mean, neither one of us are fancy or super romantic or anything. Holding hands is nice and everything. So that's what we'll do. But let me show you these puppers, and then I'm going to have to get a few things done and then get them outside. So it looks like it may rain on us. Let me get this sticky thing off of here. This is LaCharlie. Per normal, right, Charlie? Oh, poor Charlie. There's that tail. Charlie, Charlie. Oh, Charlie? Are you alive? Oh, you are alive. So glad. So glad, Charlie. Oh, I know. You're a baby, aren't you? And here is Mama right there. Hey, Mama girl. Hey, Mama. She's like, what are you doing, Mama? And there's Nixie way back there on the bed. And Angel is way up here. You see, past the head, up to that brown colored. Yeah, and then she's up on top of it. I had to fix my stuff because uh, part of the curtains were not blocking the sun, and it was getting way too hot up in here. But anyway, that's all we got going on today. Sorry about the light. Yike. There. I hope everybody has a great Sunday. And, hug the one you're with, whether it's a friend or a lover or, a parent or a child or your pet. We all need love of some degree. And never give up because, you can if nobody else loves you in the whole world, you can love yourself. So, all right. Oh, and I want to say one more thing. I gotta say one more thing real quick. I want to say a personal thank you again to my friend Linda, my best friend, my sister. Somehow she must have sensed that I was going to be down today, and I hadn't said anything. We always text each other in the morning when we get up, and I knew that she said her daughter was going to go over and get you know uh, her, well, it's Linda's grandson, and so I said, okay, well, have a great day with your family. That's what I wanted her to have a great day with her family. Well, she called me a few hours later. just wanted to chit chat, and that just made me feel so good. I was having kind of a lonely day, as you guys know, and it just meant the world to me. I'm not used to having a friend who will just pick up on that and will call me. So it really meant a lot, and I wanted to say thank you to you again, Linda. You know, I love you to death. And I will talk to you guys all later. Remember, I love you. I do cherish your friendship so much, and I think you guys are awesome, and I will talk to you later. Bye.